Hello there people, Mark Vergeer here with a video on All-Star Racing. Mark plays All-Star Racing, and before moving into the gameplay I just wanted to touch up on collecting for the PlayStation, collecting in general. Collecting has become a very expensive hobby these days. There's quite a few systems that the games that you find online or in shops are actually becoming ridiculously expensive. Like, for example, the Super Nintendo, these cartridge-based systems. The prices for the games that you have to pay for are just insane. You're like 40 to 50 euros or dollars for a certain game. It's almost like new prices back then. But there are more affordable systems like the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox Original, Xbox 360 are still pretty solid systems to collect for, and the games, especially the 360 and the PlayStation 2, they really hold up well, I think. And don't forget the GameCube and the Wii, but they are getting up there. Yeah, let's check out how much All-Star Racing actually costs when you search for it online. Okay, so what can you expect to pay for All-Star Racing? Well, as little as $197. And this is actually the second bit. They're all American listings. $15. $10, $19, that is insane. $4.95 is more like it. $5.95 is more like it. Oh, that's All-Star Racing 2. Yeah, but these prices are actually more what you expect to pay for it. Comparable prices in Europe, but yeah, it's an affordable game. All-Star Racing for the Sony PlayStation, released in the summer of 2002. A rather late game for the original PlayStation. It was published by Mud Duck. Okay, Midas Games has also something to do with it, I'm not sure. Let's load in the game. Kung Fu, also another party that was involved in it. It loads rather quickly from disk. It consists of 4 racing modes, and I'm just going to select the GT Racer mode. I like that the best. It didn't get stellar reviews back in the day. A lot of people were complaining about bad controls. I don't agree. I think the controls are actually spot on. Let's press start and select the GSX car, just the Iona Speedway. The controls are actually very similar to that, to the controls that you find on Gran Turismo 1 and 2. Rather twitchy, rather instant, contrary to most of the other racers on the PC and on consoles that actually were quite laggy in control. This actually responds rather quickly, and I believe this is actually the 5th time that I actually tried this game. This track at least, and I think it looks rather nice. There's a bit of pop-up in the background, but the color scheme that is chosen is nice, and the way that the car actually shines a bit. It's not real environmental mapping, and the dirt that, or the smoke that kicks off the tires is just sprites stamped on. It's not real smoke particles or anything. You can actually see that when I hit the sides of the road, when you hit the dirt, for example. Dirt is also kicked up, but those are just sprite effects. But that doesn't take away from the experience, and it's actually a rather nice experience. And these cars are actually rather drifty. You can actually drift around the corners, and it's actually quite interesting to see whether or not I'll be able to actually reach first place. Yeah, there's one similar car on the road, and the AI is actually not too bad. They really tend to get in your way a bit, and yeah, I'm actually quite liking this. People were also complaining about the music. Well, you actually don't hear any music over the engine noise, which is actually a bit repetitive. The engine noise is just a basic generic engine whine, and it doesn't offer a lot of variation. You don't really get a sense of an engine running in your car. It's just some sort of generic whine. Oh, look here, you can actually see the sprite bits in the dirt. It's not real dirt, but it does the job. And I think it's one of these 90s racing games that actually work quite well. It's actually a lot better than a lot of the 16 and 8-bit racing games that we were used to back in the day. Now I've crept up to number 3, and with a bit of tight cornering, or not tight cornering, with a bit of drifting and not getting off the road, it might be possible to reach number 1. Yeah, I think it's one of the better racing games on the PlayStation, actually. Even though it didn't get any stellar reviews, I think it's worth it. And the second part, which I actually might do a review of as well, or a preview, just a small quick look at it, actually features quite a nice kart racing feature. So yeah, I'm actually quite partial to this. So if you can find it for a very small price, please try to get it, because it's actually worth it, I think, for a couple of dollars. And yeah, I believe I've won. Well, that's it.